Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
The program that gives you the latest in Filipino business and trends with industry experts and norm-challenging brands to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the consumer market. This is Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen, thinking forward, staying relevant. Hosted by its founding anchor, business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas, global franchising and business coach Don Senita, together with the beauty and business maven Muriel Villanueva. This is your Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen.
again. I'm with you this afternoon. Of course, with us this afternoon is, trending siya ngayon, ha? Named after...
Well, you can see me now in person, Rolly P. Okay?
Yes, welcome.
It is quite unexpected because the show should have Don Senita, but I think the power is quite unstable in his place right now. And really, I have to cue in. And magandang hapon po sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig sa amin dito sa Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. Oh, Don is there.
And welcome. So we are at season 19 of Talk.Shop.Asia, welcoming our program anchor, Don Senita.
Hi, good afternoon. How's everybody? I apologize for that. We were having some power fluctuations and, of course, unstable internet connection because of the typhoon. So I'd like to greet everybody a good afternoon, and, of course, my very pleasant and always willing to make salo, my co-anchor, Ms. Muriel Villanueva. And, of course, we have on the show as well our founding CEO, Mr. Rolly Pagaspasa. Hi, Sir Rolly. Good afternoon. How are you?
Okay, paningit lang ako.
Go ahead, sir.
Oo nga. Speaking dahil...
That's very exciting, di ba? Delay.
Yes, once again, thank you again for spending your afternoon with us. It's been raining outside. We all hope that everyone is safe and well at their homes. You are watching us live through Facebook with Talk.Shop.Asia Retail Industries Group, Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen, and Philippine Retailers Association Official, along with FranCorp Philippines, our partners, U-Franchise, and Filipino International Franchising Association. We would like to greet our friends from the Philippine Retailers Association, who has been a long-time partner of Talk.Shop.Asia. FranCorp and...
This afternoon, we are weathering Super Typhoon Rolly in different areas in the Philippines, and we hope everybody is safe. The Typhoon Rolly is the strongest so far typhoon in the world, and unfortunately, it had to just pass by the Philippines. Typhoon signal number 4 is raised in several locations in the Philippines, and so we are hoping that everybody is safe at home watching us. Signal number 4 is raised in Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, Burias Island, Marinduque, even Metro Manila, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, Quezon, Polillo Island, Pampanga, Bulacan, Aurora, Bataan, Zambales, Occidental Mindoro, and Oriental Mindoro. So it's battering a lot of regions in the Philippines. Signal number 3 naman is raised in Masbate, Ticao Island, Romblon, Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Aurora, and Northern Samar. Signal number 2 in Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, Benguet, La Union, Pangasinan. Even in the Visayas region is also being affected by Typhoon Rolly. Samar, Eastern Samar, and Piquen Aklan also are under signal number 2. While signal number 1 for Cagayan, even up north, Muriel, can you believe the intensity of this typhoon? Correct. Apayao, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Abra, Ilocos Norte, Palawan, Antique, Aklan, Capiz, Iloilo, Cebu, Bantayan Island, Biliran, and Leyte. You just can't believe that it's spanning across North Luzon and even up to Central Visayas. So we are hoping that everybody is safe. This actually brings back quite chilly memories, Muriel, kasi our province of Leyte was devastated by Super Typhoon Yolanda in 2013, and that was such a calamity that everybody had to go through.
True, that was very traumatic for everyone, I'm sure. And parang recently lang kung iisipin mo, Typhoon Yolanda was a learning experience for everybody. Tapos halos kakatapos lang dumaan, there's now Typhoon Quinta as well, So we are praying, of course, for everyone's safety. Please make sure to stay safe in your homes. Ready your emergency necessities, food, water, flashlights. Oh, another reminder we have now, for our pets also, our household pets, we keep them safe also along with us. And for our kababayans, in our coastal areas, all the flood-prone and landslide-prone areas, we hope and pray that you have evacuated safely in prescribed centers, has listened to your LGUs. I'm sure they're all in support and very active these days. Being prepared still is the best defense against all these natural calamities.
That's right, Muriel. And I think we're anticipating another typhoon that has just entered the Philippine area of responsibility. I think it's named Shawnee. So we are hoping, no, that by the miracle of the heavens, that it will be dissolved.
True.
It has been quite the past weeks for us, no, but the sun will shine. We are very positive about that. We're very optimistic about that, and the Filipino spirit is always that of resiliency and bayanihan. So I'm pretty sure whatever calamity that we are going through or will go through in the future, we will be able to get through it as a nation, no? And we are also, syempre, very lucky to be living at a time when we have access to information that allows us to be prepared, no, for even calamities such as this.
That's so true, no? I mean, with the access that we have, no, let's maximize it and make use of it talaga.
Please also, as we are encouraging everybody to stay informed, please follow the DOST Pag-asa website, and of course, and social media pages, and of course, our news agencies like ABS-CBN, CNN, GMA. These are all news agencies that you can count on to bring you reliable and up-to-date information. And while we speak of safety, Mariel, this afternoon, we will be talking about ensuring the safety naman of our customers, since our program is all about retail, no, and businesses are still operating at this COVID-19 pandemic. So as businesses reopen with the relaxing of the restrictions nationwide, we see malls extending hours, retail and services centers serving at higher percentage capacity, more accessible transportation. Now the question is, how do we earn the confidence of our customers that it is already safe to go out despite the risk of COVID-19 pandemic? As early as March 2020, the IATF, DOH, DTI, and DOLE were able to release minimum safety requirements to control the spread of COVID-19, to allow as well the re-emergence of the economy. And this afternoon, we are giving our viewers information on how businesses are complying with this requirement. Ralph, can we show our show poster for this afternoon?
So you can see efforts, no? All efforts are together done, no? For the bounce back.
Oo, totoo. It's really a collaborative effort between our public sector, private sector, and of course, our consumers. Kasi it's everybody's ball game at this point in time. Nobody is on this journey alone. Talagang we have to work through it together. We're very lucky that we have companies such as our guest this afternoon who are assisting us along with the public sector to make sure that our retail experience is safe.
Yes, we are talking about safe retailing through retail disinfection measures.
We are joined this afternoon by the president and CEO of a global disinfection company that is assisting local companies to ensure the safety and of retail personnel and consumers nationwide.
We are also joined by another gentleman from a global consulting company serving retail industries in their aim to provide better business through system.
Right, that's correct, no? But before we go into our guests, we are very happy to announce this week, that we are reviving our Retail Box Challenge. We have been doing this for the past seasons already, and the goal of the Retail Box is to provide our viewers with exciting prizes from our sponsors. For this week, we have 2 retail boxes, so that's very exciting, Mariel. Our sponsors are Big Benta and of course, Easy Day Grocery. So Big Benta is giving away 100 pesos mobile load, and Easy Day Shop is giving us grocery pack for our lucky audience this afternoon.
See, very both are very essential these days. See, exciting. So we have 2 retail boxes, and all you have to do is guess what's inside the boxes. We will be providing clues throughout the show. Just key in your answers in a live comment section, and the first to guess our mystery item gets to win the prize. Right. So we will start with our first retail box with Big Benta for the 100 peso mobile load.
Okay, so as mentioned by Muriel, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flash this to everybody who's tuned in with us right now. We will be giving you clues as we go through the show. So for our first box, we have 100 peso load from Big Benta. Our first clue is, please take note of this and please make sure to key in your answers in our comment section box. Our first clue, the first box is from Big Benta. They are our Pinoy e-commerce platform partner. Since we are the topic of safe retailing this afternoon, the item that we have is used by most retailers, rather offices, malls, no, in their areas of business. Muriel, we use this to control the spread of bacteria and viruses on contact. Okay, so meaning ito yung ating mga ginagamit either in liquid form or in spray form that we use for surfaces, floors, to make sure that the virus, bacteria, or whatever can be
it's an essential safe precaution these days.
Correct. It's really essential not just in retail, even in our home. So we're inviting everyone to please key in your cues, your guesses in our comment section, just to make sure that you get the answer right. The first person to get the right answer will win the mobile load, and all winners will be announced at the end of the show. The second retail box will be shown to you after our first segment. Is that right, Marielle?
Yes, that is exciting as well, diba? You get to think during the show, and may prizes pa. So there you have it. That was our first retail box, or retail box 1. We have another for more chances of winning, syempre. So happy guessing, everyone. And after this short break, we will be back with, of course, our guest this afternoon.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Now back to Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen.
Once again, we'd like to thank the Philippine Retailers Association for being a partner of Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. We'd like to thank them for allowing us to access the expertise of their partner members as we bring more insights to our business community and consumers. Can I invite on stage, of course, my co-anchor, Ms. Marielle Villanueva.
Hello.
Okay, so Marielle, welcome back. We're very happy to be at the second segment of the show. We're also very happy to be welcoming our resource guest for this afternoon. We are glad to have this afternoon the CEO and president of a Filipino company that has supported businesses as we cope with the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. from what I heard, no, Mariel, they were able to do 180 pivots during the pandemic alone to be able to respond to the needs of the times and, of course, the retail partners. Can we show on screen our show poster card, Miguel, Ralph? Welcome to the show, Sir Carlos Hinolan, the CEO of WAV Global. How are you this afternoon, sir?
Good afternoon, Don and Muriel. It's a pleasure to actually be with you guys during this typhoon.
Correct. So happy to have you this afternoon, sir, despite the very challenging internet and weather.
Yes, life must go on. I know that a lot of crazy. These are really crazy times.
True.
We are in the midst of a pandemic, and then here goes another typhoon coming at us. But as Don has said, Filipinos are very resilient people, and we know that we will weather this through, and we will go through all of this together. Sama-sama tayong lahat in this, and
with a smile.
Yes, of
That's
course.
one thing that we always keep, diba? Every Filipino, diba? Amidst everything that's happening, we keep a smile on our faces na talaga nakakahawa. I'm so glad that we have that culture.
Correct. And we're also, of course, very lucky that we have companies like WAV Global, no, that is making the adjustment to the new and better, the new normal better for everybody. Sir Carlos, please allow me to jumpstart our discussion. We'd like to know more about WAV Global. Can you tell us more about what Global is about and how you are assisting companies face the new normal?
Yes, we are a Filipino company. We started way back 2003. And we started as a company providing in-store messages via audio. And of course, that transpired and transcended as we went along the way. 2020, fast forward, here we are now. We are a tech company now. From a simple provider of just music, for the company to actually put all of these together, there has to be technology behind it, and we went into a deep dive around 2012, and we started working on our technologies, and so now we're currently operating in multiple countries, Indonesia included. We're controlling and we're managing audio inside the light rail trains in Indonesia. That's being managed here. Yes. And of course,
brand making waves across Southeast Asia. Very inspiring.
So, and we also help manage the ads in all Mercury Drug stores. That being said, we are in a lot of retail stores. Our systems are in a lot of retail stores, and so when the pandemic actually caught up, the reality check is that we need to move fast and we need to help the industry. And so what we're going to discuss this afternoon is going to be very essential to all of the retail operators on how to move forward and how to open up and how to bring back customer confidence, and let's help each other open up the economy. This is the best way to move forward.
Exciting to hear about it.
And we're very lucky that we have an expert in pivoting, kasi considering that the company started really as a sort of a media company, and then pivoting to technology and getting into response to the pandemic. I think it's something that we can learn something from how your company has evolved throughout the years. So, sir, could you walk us through what services have sprung from your pivot in this time of the pandemic?
Well, definitely, the pandemic has forced everybody to deal with technology and online, right? People have started to hole up in their homes, and that has been really the big challenge. is
Yeah.
how do we put together all of this? How do we connect everybody, and how do we continue with our lives, even
And continue, exactly.
with the virus in the midst of it. We know that the vaccine is going to take some time, and while that's being worked on, we just can't really stop and wait for it. We, as a country, we need to manage and move forward, and that's what we're here to help all of our retailers with.
I think, sir, one of the pivots that you did during the pandemic was that of WAV Disinfect, which is very timely, no? Considering you mentioned yung fear, and building that confidence among our consumers as we go back and reopen the economy. Has that been a long-term direction already of the company, or it really was something that a response, a knee-jerk response to the times? How's that helped?
Parang happy coincidence ba yan? No?
Yeah, so well, the truth is we have been playing and working on ozone as a thing that will help, because we have a division a long time and up until now that customizes scents for the hospitality industry. And while we were doing that way back years and years ago, people would ask us to help in terms of odors and getting rid of that. And we used ozone to get rid of the odors. And the realization is that this element actually goes to the root of the cause, which are microorganisms. And that's how you eliminate scent. You get rid of the bacteria and the molds and all of that, right? So when the pandemic happened, we went into a deep dive and say, will this be able to deactivate SARS-CoV-2, which is the one that's bringing in COVID-19? And lo and behold, it does. So we added technology on top of that to be able to control it, because the virus itself reacts to a specific load or amount of disinfection that it melts and gets deactivated. So we will be telling you more about that later in a bit. We'll do a presentation. But not only that, we have prepared something to help the industry holistically, because there are procedures and protocols that needs to be done for us to be able to bring back customer confidence.
Hearing those words, no, from an expert really brings out your spirits up. No, it lifts the spirits up, especially of us in the industry.
Speaking of protocols that was mentioned by Sir Carlos, we as early as March, the IATF, DOH, DTI, and DOLE, they were able to set up already like minimum standard requirements that we need to follow. How have you helped businesses follow these protocols to make sure that they retain their operation? Because the reality is, if your retail store, as much as the digital shift has started already, there is still that appeal for the retail physical store market. So how have you helped out your partners in terms of that requirements?
Well done, very good question. I think the challenge has been huge for all of our partners in the retail industry. Because as we said, this is the first time that the whole world is experiencing this, and there's really no playbook to it, right? And executing, we humans, may you be a CEO, may you be the VP for the firm, we're all people of habits, and those habits of how we used to do things have been embedded deeply, and all of a sudden you need to change overnight. Otherwise, you'll be seeing that, and of course, the government saying that you need to shut down because you need to contain and you need to flatten the curve and you need to stop the spread of the virus. And so, in our own way, we have been campaigning on these basic protocols, which we will be sharing with you. in a presentation to be able to not only bring back customer confidence, but also provide the safety of customers and our staff and our employees.
I'm really very excited to know more about the efforts that you have been implementing among your customers. Sir, could you indulge us into the presentation that you have prepared for us this afternoon?
Yes.
So,
okay.
All our audience are also very keen to know more about this kasi at times yun talaga ang challenge, you know, how you implement, how you get everybody on board,
and how to
you
start
make
more than anything, no? How to start.
Tama, that's true. Minsan it's really how you start it that will define the mood as to how you will react to the situation. Please go ahead, Sir Kaloy.
You're right, Don. So without further ado, we will share the presentation with everybody. Can everybody see this?
Yes, we can, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So we're happy and we're glad to actually spread the word and share this to everybody. I think with the current situation, everybody, you know, sometimes when you're thrown with problems left and right, you know, the problem solving can be a bit of a challenge with everything that's happening. There's so much noise, you know, coming from the top, the bottom, the left, the right. So this is what we're tasked today go to and help and present safe retailing and what shopping is looking like in the pandemic. So there are a couple of things that we need to, which is of utmost importance for everybody. We need to address is customers, our employees, and our, of course, third-party partners. These are the groups basically that help with the retail industry, making sure that it still operates. And so these are some of the 5 things that I think these are my thoughts that need to be addressed, right? For the retailers to actually continue and operate. So one is social distancing. The government has been pushing for that, which I agree that a couple of meters away, people should be lining up, right? We will discuss that in details in a bit. Number 2 would be smart disinfection. It is not only just disinfection, but it needs to be smart. It needs to be efficient. It needs to be very productive. It needs to have data that it was done. And number 3, testing and tracing our staff and our employees is also very important. And communication to all of your customers is key to bring back customer confidence. And of course, we cannot, retailing these days is not just about the brick and mortar stores. It should be a hybrid and a combination of both, where scheduling for people and even buying and even learning more about the products can now be done online. So we start with social distancing and efficient management of traffic inside the store. The rules has been lowered that the load of the store cannot be of 100% anymore. That is a fact. And so we recommend, of course, and we have seen some of our friends actually using lines already outside the store because limited customers are allowed. That's number 1. And for us to be able to manage that, there has to be a long line outside. And that line even has to have a safe distance from each other. And as we said, we've seen that. Increase of base inside the store, that means that people are not allowed to linger too much inside the store. So the turnover of customers inside the retail store should be faster. We suggest that the use of faster tempo music should be played inside the store so that people will go there, get the necessary goods, pay, and then move forward so that we can accommodate other customers as well. Another thing would be, it would be good for, I know that our senior citizens are not allowed to go out yet, but the time that they are allowed to, we should have a specific time for them where these they should be allowed to shop at their own pace. Because imagine if you have both the slower paced people and the faster pace going inside at the same time. It's gonna be a bit of it's gonna be chaotic in a bit. So just like the highway, there are the lines for the faster cars and there are lines for the slower ones. So this we suggest, of course. I'm not saying this is really the correct way of doing things, but my thoughts would be we need to allow and we need to provide very special attention to our senior citizens.
Yes, I agree.
And then, of course, testing and tracing is very important. Testing, right now, the only way that you can test is via a system. The standard is what you call the PCR, which actually takes you a long time.
A week, no? I think.
Yeah, so 3 to 4 days, 2 days. So and in between those days, a lot of things have already happened. So we suggest to use a testing system called an antigen, which we're currently showing you. An antigen system can be done at the point of care, and it only takes you a small amount of time, in as little as about 16 minutes to test a person and get the results right away. This is very essential. This is key to how we were able to test a lot of people in the retail industry, to provide confidence and say, hey, our staff are regularly tested and we are clean and we are virus free. So this is one thing. Of course, our staff are in the front line, right? And these people daily talk to people and serve people, and it is very important to make sure that they don't spread the virus themselves, right? So if you notice, this latest technology does the swab, but it doesn't actually bring it all the way into your head. It only swabs the tip of your nose. You rub it into the tube, and what it actually does is, and you can get that liquid where you created the sample. You take it out with that, and then you put it in the cassette. Let it stay for about 15 minutes, and then you put it into the device, and then in 10 seconds you will get the results if the person is positive or not. So
10 seconds.
Yeah, so this is very important these days.
Wow.
The ability to do prompt and accurate testing for everybody is key. Not only by doing the social distancing, the masking, and all. Testing is key. And we suggest, of course, this is FDA and DOH approved. What we have in mind is that after the test, there's an app that people can download and they can get their results via the app, the mobile app, right? And and of course, as we said, communication to existing customers and the public is also important, right? We would suggest that there should be stickers or static messages all over the place, of course, not to overdo it naman, but I think at the door, when you have a sticker that says, we are daily disinfected and our staff are tested and are clean and negative, right? That's one. Staff should also have badges that says, hi, I'm Carlos. I have been tested and I am negative. That gives that says a lot. That's a statement, and that gives assurance to people. And of course, I think the lowly public address system can always be used to play messages inside the store on safety protocols, on updates from LGUs on what to do, what not to do, and of course positive messages to help our friends, our customers to get by daily life. Spread some positivity inside the store. Yes, I think it's pretty important. And so retailing these days should also pivot. There should be a major change. What we used to do won't work anymore. It's 2020 and things are not the same, which means that we need to move as fast as we can as well. And of course, last but not the least, this is what we created this technology called smart disinfection. It's an Internet of Things. It's the first ever in the country, patent pending, disinfection that does not use liquid or spray. And so what we did was we were able to harness ozone, or O3, which has a very high effectivity or efficacy, and virus cannot stand oxidation stress. So what happens is it's ordinary oxygen passes through the device. So we also have a version which is a wall mount device, which you can place inside your store. And this is centrally controlled. And every 2 to 3 a.m., when there's nobody at the store, it will disinfect the store, which means that all the viral loads on a daily basis at the retail store, because there's traffic, and we don't know who has it and who hasn't, who doesn't, it would be good to do a daily disinfection. And the good thing about this is that we know about this, the virus, which regularly mutates. We already have about more than 200 plus mutations of this thing. If you go to a site called nextstrain.org, you will see all of the global uploads and updates about this virus. And that it's a bit of a challenge. So this is one, we did this with a food plant in Laguna to show you that before and after with ozone. And this is yeast and mold that they actually place on a Petri dish to just literally check if the system works, and lo and behold, it does. Here's an actual study from Korea using ozone. A human surrogate, human coronavirus, which has SARS-CoV-2, was exposed to 1 to 5 minute exposures for face masks. What they did for face masks and their PPEs that were contaminated, the Koreans want to reuse it, so it won't be. There was a time that they ran out of that regularly at the hospital because they use it, and in a 5 minute exposure, the RNA was reversed, which means that it was deactivated. If you look at the highlight, it says a loss of ineffectivity under the effect of ozone, primarily owing to the damage caused to the viral envelopes and proteins. Don and Muriel, the virus is covered by protein. It has a protein capsid or an armor, and that is what the ozone breaks. Once that's broken down, and even the RNA is broken, then it cannot do anything at all. It is deactivated.
And I think the component that sticks to your cells, that makes it even more able to multiply. Yeah.
And so also another thing, this is SARS virus at the P3 lab in China. Ozone has a killing rate of 99.22%. This is an actual study. Sometimes, of course, the results will vary from 99.2 to 99.5 to 99.8, depending on the situation. But the fact remains that the World Health Organization has acknowledged that ozone really works. So this is how the simple explanation for this is. This is the overview. It is app based or online based, which means that it connects to a specific our platform, and you have the device which is wireless that is also connected there, and they all of them communicate, and you'll be able to control the ozone device, the ozone wireless device. I'll show you how. So basically, this is how the interface of the app looks like. It's a bit technical, but allow me to explain. You will see that we'll just go straight to the top left side that says tasks. When you that is really where the stuff is happening, or the action is happening. When you press that, you will go into the app that actually, if you look at the app, it says calculate total, like calculate the parts per million. No? Parts per million is the amount of disinfection that happens, that you load inside the store, the area, right? Right. And so what we're trying to achieve is a parts per million of 2.5 to 5 parts per million. And when you input, and how do you get that? You will notice that there's the square meter, and there's the length and the width and the height, right? So what we try to do is to get the cubic meters, because this is where people tend to miss things. They think that, of course, disinfection is about square meters, but the truth is, it's really the cubic meters, because you're also disinfecting the air, because we know that the virus can go airborne. There are droplets that float by the tens of meters, and that is a fact. And spraying the floors and the walls alone does not address the air. Yeah. Now, ozone is gas. It's blue gas, and once you load the whole place with ozone, every square inch of the airspace and the walls, the ceiling, the floors, and even inside the cabinets, if you open it up, it will go inside that. So nothing is spared. It is a thorough, deep disinfection process that addresses and is very effective. And so we have been using this. In fact, it's the most widely used system right now for clinics and hospital nationwide, hands down. And as we said, it would be good to have retail stores actually do this. Yeah, daily disinfection is, I think, very important. It's not just like and as we said, there's a lot of traffic that's happening, even though traffic is limited right now. But again, we sometimes don't know who has it and who doesn't, and it is very important for us to do all of this holistic thing together, not just disinfection. Communication is very important. Testing is also very important, so we know who of our staff or our employees are asymptomatic. You know, sometimes, you know, for all you know, people that we mix with are asymptomatic. They look normal, but they're carriers.
They feel normal. Actually, that's the point. They feel nothing at all. So we cannot see this virus that we're fighting with, and every precautions that we can take. OA na nga eh, di ba? We took it as ang OA na. Never mind, you're being praning. But it's your life we're talking about here. And with the businesses, it's how we be able to bounce back, to go back to, you know, going back to the normal or the new normal operations that we'll have.
I think, I also think, my personal thoughts is, we shouldn't be selfish. Because let's say the three of us, Don, Muriel, we have strong immune systems.
Yeah.
And let's say we're asymptomatic. We don't feel anything, but we actually spread it. And we should act as a firewall for the others that have lower immune systems. So it's not about ourselves that we're glad that our immune systems are strong and we can take care of ourselves. But if we spread that to those who do not have strong immune systems, they go to the hospital and worst case an ICU. And we did not know that we do that. We did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to go beyond just ourselves and actually be responsible for everybody as well.
That's true.
So those are my thoughts.
I actually like what Sir Kaloy mentioned just now. It's really the concern that we have for everybody. Because this is not the time to say that we are, OA. People get that. Mindset at times. This is actually the time to be even more OA, especially for retailers, because since we operate stores such as these, it is under our responsibility to make sure that the experience of our customers are maintained safe. I was about to ask how smart disinfection is, but the way Sir Carlos discussed it, you really can tell how they have looked into all aspects of disinfection. Disinfection being it measured in cubic meter in terms other than square meters. I think that's something rather new, even from my perspective. Normally we just look at it in square meters, but I think cubic meters is a smarter way of doing it. Kasi nga naman totoo, it's really airborne, and that's how actually you contract it, most of the times. I just to circle back also on what Sir Carlos said early on in the presentation about even the power of audio in the store, bringing in faster tempo music, how it sets the mood, and you're playing on the psychology of a consumer, of the retailer. I think that is a very smart initiative from WAV Global, being that you have this audio systems installed in retail stores. I think that's a very good use of the current technology that you have.
So I think stores, the stores for 2020 and beyond should have more purpose other than just selling. It should be more responsible. It's not about profits anymore. So retail stores should go beyond the call of just retailing. It should provide the right environment. It needs to air specific protocols. It needs to disinfect. It needs to take care of a lot. It is not only a retail store, but it should be also a firewall against viruses, which means it's not spreading. It's a place where people will feel safe. It's a place where it's safe to buy. It's responsible for its employees, and it doesn't spread COVID at all. Then if we do this, customer confidence will come back. Faith will come back. People will say it is safe to go to these specific stores because they made sure that these things are being done. And that's how we open up the economy.
So going into implementing a smart disinfection in retail stores, like let's say for the case of the smart disinfection that you showed us, how much budget should a retailer earmark, just a range, just to make sure that they make the retail physical store safer for their consumer? How much would that budget cost them?
You'd be surprised how efficient the price is. For about 6,000 pesos a month, you have daily disinfection.
Wow.
That's mostly a one-time disinfection for most the ones that are spraying, right? It's not that we're saying that what they're doing is wrong. We added technology into this to make sure that it's efficient. One is it will auto-calculate the right amount of load of disinfection into your store using the length times width times height cubic meters system. At the same time, on a daily basis, all that are happening, this goes to the database, and it is emailed directly to the client. What time it was disinfected, who was there, how much load was done, how long was the duration of the disinfection, and these are some of the data that are pretty essential. Versus, of course, the traditional way of doing it, that there's no data at all.
Mhm. In fact, when you think about it, it's very practical because it allows you to measure. You're not spending too much if if the required load is just enough. It also makes it more automated, so that means a personnel doesn't have to be there on the time of the distribution.
Yes.
So I think in terms of the cost benefit analysis of implementing it, the benefit outweighs the cost. No, when you think about it.
Yes.
It's important, no, for the industry, any industry. It really needs that type of, especially this time. You have to be, wise when it comes to spending. So spend efficiently.
And I think the bonus of that also is that aside from your disinfecting the stores, it is also a pest control. It will eliminate cockroaches or insects and even pest, rodents or whatever it is. That is going to be taking care of that. At the same time, you're going to spend less in terms of maintaining your air conditioning system, because molds and fungi will be eliminated as well. So it actually is a very hardworking, as we say, it's smart disinfection. It has technology, it is effective, and we have studies to actually show that it deactivates what we're facing right now.
So, sir, quick question. Considering the potency of O3 in the disinfection of a location, is it also safe to use in restaurants where they may have like raw materials or like fruits there, or like some food stuff that they use to prepare? Is it also something that you can use in their stores?
So that's a good question, Don. Actually, it's very safe. The food industry has been, the food and the fruit industry has been using this for quite a long time. Wherein when they ship actually fruits to other countries, they make sure that the fruits don't ripen, and that's ozone is being used to preserve. It is not a chemical; it is gas, which actually turns back to oxygen after you deploy it. So it goes into a half-life of like 50% every 30 minutes. So when we load the place with O3 in 30 minutes after the disinfection, what we do is we put a sticker that people shouldn't enter that space. But every 30 minutes, it goes into a downgrade itself by 50%. And then another 50% until totally it becomes a full oxygen.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I think I'm pretty sure all our audiences, retailers, businesses are looking into this as an option for them to, if you haven't yet implemented this in your store, I think this will be a good time to bring back the confidence of the consumers, because that's one of the issues that some of our retailers are, battling at this point in time. We have 100% capacity stores, but we don't have enough people, customers in store. That being said, sir, since this would be something that retailers will most likely adapt in the next days or in the next months, hopefully, to make the retail experience safer. What would be your message naman, sir, to our consumers that, still have that lingering fear that once they go into a mall, once they go into the store, I might contract it, bring it home, affect my family? What message to them?
Right. I think first and foremost to all of I'm not only to customers but to all nationwide, to everybody. Of course, the virus is going to be there, and it's everywhere. Sometimes you don't know who has it and who doesn't. Of course, we respect what first and foremost. You have to respect the virus because it's lethal. Second is let me reiterate that you need to boost your immune system. You don't abuse yourself. Give yourself enough sleep. Take your vitamins. Eat healthy food. And of course, practice social distancing. We sound like a broken record over and over again. Use your masks. These are the things that work. It's it's one thing when your immune system has an opening and it was lowered for that day and it was able to enter your system. But for most people, it's like a flu. It depends on your system, right? And for some, it's lethal. So I think and we in the industry were working very hard to make sure that all of these safety measures are put in place, and that's what I do believe that our company's purpose has totally shifted from being providing the experience to actually being a firewall and trying to save lives these days. And I think that's the purpose now of our company is as we said, there's no vaccine in sight right now. It's a work in progress, and the most that we can do is flatten the curve by deactivating it and testing people as fast as we can, so we know we can weed out those who are positive and those who are not. I think that's the most we can do right now.
You know what, Mariel, from what Sir Carlos just discussed, you can really see that, combating, getting through the COVID-19 pandemic and the fear of it, really, it has to be a holistic approach, no? It's a collaborative effort between the public sector, the private sector, such as Global, giving us these initiatives for us to make the retail experience safe, and of course, even at the part of our consumers, it's really a two-way street, no? It doesn't work one way lang. What do you think, Maria?
I super agree, no? And never enough information is given, never enough precautions are done. That's one thing also, no? Because the success of the government's effort, the private sectors, is complemented by the compliance of the public. As much as we want to give everything there, but it's possible to live amongst each other, just as long as everybody complies with all these safety protocols for each other also.
I agree. Let me correct myself. It's a three-way street pala, Sir Carlos. The sector and the consumers. It's really all everybody working together. We are all the solution to this problem. Sir Kaloy, any last words to our guests before we wrap up the segment?
Yeah, so yeah, you're right about that. It needs to start at the homes, right? Homes should act as a firewall. They need to do their part. The industry, the retail industry, the business sector should do their part, right? And also, of course, the government. So all of us, we need to work together. I know it's a tall task, but if we start with ourselves and we start with our homes, that would be a big help. So again, Don and Mariel, it was really good talking to you. Appreciate the time given. And we appreciate you for putting this together for us to be able to disseminate information, safety. I think that's it was a fantastic purpose of Talk.Shop.Asia to actually be discussing this, because it's a big help for everybody, and disseminating information is key to all of this. So thank you very much, and totally appreciate it.
Thank you as well, Sir Carlos. It was such a very insightful discussion. And of course, to our guest, Sir Carlos will still be at the panel segment of our show, which will be at the third part of the show. So I'm pretty sure if you have any questions, please feel free to key in your questions so that we can get that across to Sir Carlos. No? Of course, while we are on that, we are also interviewing this afternoon another pivotal company that is helping businesses and retail stores adapt to the changing business landscape.
Yeah.
Sir Carlos, thank you. We are very excited to hear more of your insights. Medyo bitin yung isang segment lang with our discussions. I'm pretty sure we'll learn even more from you in our panel segment. All that, we will be going into a very quick break, and we will be talking to another brand, Logic Information Systems, to guide us through how companies are going to the digital shift. All that when Talk.Shop Asia Next Gen returns.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk.Shop Asia Next Gen. Now back to Talk.Shop Asia Next Gen.
Get the best deals online with Big Benta. Download Big Benta app in your Android and Apple devices to get your latest gadgets, electronics, and home essentials right at your fingertips. Let's support. Also, drink healthy with Citrazone. Now more than ever, health is wealth. Bring health to your communities with a Citrazone franchise. Find Citrazone on Facebook and take advantage of the 2-in-1 franchise promo this season. Moving on with our show, let's know more about the digital shift from our next guest, Marielle.
Yes, this afternoon, we have a PRA member that is serving retail industries. As always, PRA stays true to their promise and supporting their members, especially in advancing with their brands. We have today as our featured PRA member, serves his co-members, Logic Information System, a global consulting company focused on serving retailers. Logic is one of the first companies involved in cloud implementation model for retailers, both infrastructure as a service and software as a service. Okay? Joining us today is an expert who took up computer engineering as his undergraduate in Lyceum University in Batangas and has gained his MBA degree from the University of Bradford. He has gained 14 years experience in the retail industry, serving retailers across the globe, and back in the Philippines as the country manager of Logic. Let us welcome Harris Abel. Hi, Harris. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for having me here in the Logic. Yeah, it's nice to, thank you for the invitation as well as from the PRA. Thank you for inviting us and having us showcase our capabilities and the help that we can do for the retailer.
Yes, glad to have you with us this rainy afternoon, Harris. Thank you. So
It is.
Oo, diba? I hope you're all well. So, before we begin this, another interesting topic on digital advancement, Don, let us watch this short clip to give us a glimpse of what Logic is about. Ralph?
With social distancing forcing shoppers to go from browsing in store to click and collect, the customer experience has been a bit inconsistent. Shoppers like Kim are now regularly shopping online for essential items, but it's been frustrating because of common irritations like third-party apps, pickup time slots, texting or calling from the parking lot, and long wait times. However, a few stores have curbside processes that are faster and easier for her, and these are quickly becoming her go-to favorites. Unfortunately, curbside pickup has been difficult for retailers. It's hard to know when Kim is arriving, so having her order ready to go is a challenge. Once the ready for pickup notification goes out, it's a black hole until Kim arrives. Enter Logic's geolocation services solution. It alerts your stores in real time with Kim's ETA, order number, store location, and arrival time. This data helps associates effectively prioritize so her order is queued and ready. And if she gets to the store 5 minutes early or makes another stop on the way, she can easily update her pickup. This means no more texting or calling from the parking lot. This easy-to-deploy SaaS solution can be delivered in as little as 3 days. This will lead to fewer customer cancellations and expanded workforce planning capabilities in store. At the corporate level, you also gain the ability to analyze geofencing data for each store. This highlights where your customers are coming from, allowing you to better target sales promotions. Call or email Logic today to learn more. Kim and your store associates will thank you.
Wow, no? That was entertaining and very explanatory. Ang galing mo mag-drawing, Harris, ha? Talent mo rin pala mag-drawing.
Actually, thank you to our marketing from the US. It's their initiative. And actually, that product that we show is actually, we just developed it in May just to address the scenario of the pandemic and the shift of the consumer in terms of the behavior and how they want, to have the product, to gain the products, or to buy the product. So
it was developed through the pandemic for the customers for the pandemic.
Yep.
But before we go through that, no, can you tell us more how Logic started? More importantly, how it started dito sa Pilipinas. What made it, became a brand here in the Philippines?
Yep. So to give an overview, as you mentioned, we are a global company, consulting company. So we started actually in US in 1997 and started a small consulting implementation firm there. So we implement a product called Retech, which is very popular in late 90s to early 2000. And it was implemented by a lot of retail company in US and in Europe. So we started as one of the implementer. And later that company was bought by Oracle and they renamed the brand to Oracle Retail. So, and it expanded and including, as part of the expansion, after 20 years, they decided that we need to go to the Philippines. But actually, being here in the Philippines is, there's a lot of several attempts, even back in the days, back in the years, 5 years, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, because there's a lot of Filipino that are working in US and in Australia who are employees of Logic back then.
Wow, kasi syempre, all Filipinos naman. Any talent yan, any industry, they can excel in. Just like you, kita mo naman, diba? So, with Logic, what made you decide to join TRA when you got here in the Philippines, no? So, ang daming pwedeng salihan, but what made you join TRA and how has TRA helped Logic when it comes to partnering with the retail industry?
Yep. So when they invited me to handle the operation here in the Philippines, it's already on my mind. I already knew that the PRA existing. So when we started the operation here in the Philippines, I said like, we need to go with PRA. They are where the retailers are. They are accommodating those associate members. So we joined with them as an associate member, wherein we are the provider of solutions to the retailers itself. So we came in and joined. So I mean that decision, I talked to Miss Evelyn before that. We tried to understand what are the activities, how we could be more engaging into the retailers. So we engage, we understand what they are doing, and we know that we can showcase our products and we can help the retailers joining them. So that's why we immediately decided to join them.
Oh, no, you get to support your co-members at the same time. Syempre, introduce your brand to everyone, to most of them. That's very nice, no? So
I agree. It's empowering then the members and other businesses, no? That is, no, like the bigger purpose of PRA, of course. Go ahead, Maria.
Always, no? So
And
go ahead, Harris.
And what we're saying is we're actually just serving, as you mentioned, we only serving retailers. We never work in any other industry. We only know retail. So for the past 20 years, we only work with the retailers. We try to understand their challenges, what's their goal, I mean, how they should react on specific scenarios that's happening in the market, the uncertainties that's happening, the change in the customer behavior. So that's where we are. That's what we are doing. So definitely we need to go where the retailers
Harris,
are.
that being said, no, with the recent months that has been very challenging for the retailing section, for the retail, what has Logic done to strengthen your presence to support your retail clients, no, to reach their market, especially nung talagang during the time that lahat naka-close during the pandemic?
So actually, as part of our initiative, we try to revisit and review our offering and what's the gap on the market. And one of those that we identified is the location services to address the curbside, more efficient curbside pickup or pickup from the store order. So we developed that tool and try to offer to the retailers to make it more efficient for them. On the other hand, we also try to advise them and ship what technology should they have in terms of especially the e-commerce. We know that they need an e-commerce, so we with our strong partnership with the e-commerce provider, so we try to offer it as well with them because we know that's the solution in the current problem that they have or the current scenario where we are.
No. Tama, no? That's shifting and embracing the change that's needed to survive, no? Especially during those times, no? So how do you categorize your services, no? To be more specific lang for your retail clients, a quick brief through. Kasi it's wide. You're offering support and services. Eh. So give us a quick preview lang. What are those aspects that you target on when you support your clients in the retail?
So we have three main, we categorize our services into three main group. One of those is strategic advisory, which mainly focus on providing services like strategic roadmap and IT roadmap. So most of the time we talk to the retail leaders, to the executives, trying to help them redefine what they want to achieve, what's their goal in the next 5 years or 10 years. So, and we plan out what's the roadmap in terms of technology, in terms of process. What are the shifts that they need to do in their organization to achieve those goals? We also trying to reassess their system, their process, and trying to figure out how they could fully optimize and maximize the solutions that they implemented. Because sometimes they implemented a solution and it's like they're using 60% of its capability or its functionality. So we help rationalizing
to maximize, no?
Yep. So that's one of the area. And there's still a lot more in terms of that goal of strategic advisor is really helping the retailer advance its mode in terms of being more strategic on their decision for the future. Yeah.
Nice,
and then the second one is, the second one that we have is the systems implementation. So so it's more on the system, it's more on the software, it's more on the solutions. So we have a software providing partners. So those are what we are implementing. And as I mentioned, it's not only about those solutions that we are implementing. So now, as you mentioned earlier, we're doing a lot of implementation that's on the cloud. So either it's by infrastructure or AWS, or either be software as a service, which is common this time being offered. So we're doing those implementations, but we're not restricting ourselves on those solutions. If needed, some clients are requesting us to develop specific solution for them as well, some retailers. So we're doing it as well with the knowledge and practice that we know already. So we are developing the solutions for them. And the third one that we have, so sometimes it's just small systems. They don't want to buy the solution or the software. They want to be fully customized for themselves, so we can also build it for them.
Oh, that's great. That's
great. Yeah, and the third one that we have is the it's mostly focused on we call it managed services. It's mainly focused on maintenance and support of the applications. But it's not only applications and the systems that we are supporting. They are part of the offering as well, that we are really supporting the business and the processes that they have. There are instances that we are the one running their demand forecasting or the replenishment for them, so they will just wait for the output, and we are the one who are analyzing their data and providing a recommendation what it should be, what's the right value, what's the right parameter for their business. So we're doing that kind of service.
Especially when it comes to the data that they get, no? Para they get to maximize everything. And, with it goes with the strategic planning that you advise and the system. And then now you're giving also the support of giving them how to maximize all those data needed para everything will go smoothly and easier, no? Great. What a great support that is, no? So ako lang lastly lang considering Logic to be a global consulting company, how much would one need to invest to avail of your company's expertise, no, and global standards for a brand's advancement?
As part of our strategy, we want to be more competitive in the market. I think the retailers already know what's the pricing in the market in terms of the consulting, those doing the implementation. But what we want to emphasize is, with the experience that we have as a consulting company, really have 20 years of experience, we have a great talent of people. The value is, we believe that the value is not measured by the amount that you spend or the lowest cost available in the market. We believe that it's what advancement you could get on availing our services to be more competitive as a retailer. So that's our goal.
And it's a full support that they get. It's not just the shortcut method that they'll get on a one time, no. So wow, thank you, Harris, for sharing with us another way to advance with brands, especially in the retail sector. Don?
That's correct, Mariela. No, that was another informative segment. I think we mentioned this in our previous episode. How do you choose which digital tool you will actually implement in your brand as you move forward? And I think that's what Logic brings to the table. Now, it's them helping you navigate your way to digital transformation. I think that's very important. It helps you, it gives you more information on what route you need to adapt through the innovation and what systems that you can use during these very challenging times, especially for us retailers. Marielle?
That is so true, no? Because, opportunities are in between challenges, eh. That is one that we've seen of going through all these challenges, eh. When you get the right technology, the right processes, and the right partners, no? Especially that support, no? It can be for a better
Great.
business outcomes. Right?
Thank you very much, Harris.
Thank you.
Harris was with us during our panel segment. So we're very excited what more insights you will bring with us and to our audience. Now naman, Muriel, we are opening our second retail box for response to our audience. So this time naman, our price, earlier our price was a 100 peso load from Big Benta. Now naman, our price a grocery pack from Easy Day Shop, your community grocery. Muriel, any clues for our audience?
For our second box, this is something also used in offices and retail stores, no? Critical ito kasi you might be denied entry if you don't go through this item. Ano kaya yun, di ba? Isa yun sa mga una mong makikita upon getting in, before going inside, So make sure to key in your guesses in our comments section, and we will announce the winner at the end of the show.
Just to go back, our first clue sa first box is that it is used for sanitation, disinfecting, on contact surfaces. And for this one naman, this is something that's used in most retail companies to allow you entry. No? So, alam niyo na siguro ito yung medyo binabarelo sa iyo bago ka pumasok. Okay? That being said, we're very excited to learn even more from our guests this afternoon as we get into our panel discussion. All that in Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen returns.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. Now back to Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen.
We would like to thank our friends from the Philippine Retailers Association. They're tuned in this afternoon. Of course, our friends from FranCorp. Grow your brand from one to many with the professional franchise consultancy services of FranCorp. We'd also like to thank you, Franchise. If you're looking to start your business, contact you, Franchise, for a one-on-one franchise matching session that fits your interest and budget. Muriel?
Yes, ISA provides you with the best self-care services and products for their overall beauty in the new norm. Purchase any ISA products or visit any ISA Aesthetic and Wellness near you today.
And we are joined once again by our guests, Muriel. We'd like to call in Sir Carlos Nolan, the President and CEO of WAV Global, and Mr. Harris Abel, the Country Manager of Logic. Hi, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to our panel segment. So yeah, Muriel, let's start our questions. There's actually just two questions, and we'd like to get your insights as to, to guide our audiences, retailers, and consumers alike as to how we can navigate this new normal, make it a better normal. Okay, so I'll start the questions. Sir Carlos, I think you're on mute.
Yep. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Our first question would be, as we reopen retail stores nationwide, how do you think businesses can earn the confidence of our consumers that, first, it is safe to visit retail stores, and that, two, it's feasible to open or invest in business because that's part of the reinvigorating the economy. What are your thoughts on that, Sir Carlos? Let's start with you.
Right. So I think, as we said earlier, that definitely the world has changed. It is not the same setup anymore. And what we used to do, a portion of that will work, but we need to add a lot of things for us to move forward. As we said, the only way that customer confidence will come back is that customers should be able to know that the stores, the retail stores, or these businesses are putting safety measures in place to be able to protect them. And the truth is that is really the reason why people have hold up in their homes, and people are cautious about going around and not doing the regular activities like shopping. Right? Actually, people have been dying to shop. That's the fact of the matter is people have been dying to go out and do normal. But as we said, even the government is not allowing us to do that. We are slowly opening up. And the only way, as we said, we go back again to disinfection, testing regularly and tracing people. We need to communicate that to everybody. These are some of the essentials that we need to do.
Okay.
Yes.
How about Harris? Siguro sa part ni Harris, I would like to focus on, companies wanting to open their own businesses kaya natatakot sila because, there are retail restrictions, etc. Being an enabler in the digital transformation, what words of encouragement can you give to our audiences who are thinking into opening their own business?
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting question. And for us, we still believe there's an opportunity.
Yeah.
So if you really want to open a business or reopen your business, find the sweet spot of opportunity and be more intelligent on executing it. And as well as, do not forget that you now have the e-commerce systems available, the marketplace is there. So that's why even now, as we are observing, there's small players coming into picture in the market, like reselling online of some distributed products available. So those people are really in that opportunity, that there is an opportunity to open a business and capitalizing those opportunities. So, be open-minded, find the sweet spot of opportunity, and go for it.
That's true, no? That's true.
Very well said. No, very encouraging words for our yes, Marielle.
That's true. I agree with both. No, very encouraging for both, for new and existing business that are both scared, and to understand we all need that that spark to jumpstart, to bounce back and inspire.
How about you, Marielle? Any questions for our panel?
Ako, I have this, how can brands, understand this new reality in order to support consumers to adapt products, services, communication, and in routes, to target their customers and markets? How can we make them understand this new reality? Let's start with Harris this time.
Yep. Yeah. So we always talk about the e-commerce coming into picture most of the time, but we're always talking that here in the Philippines, it's really a big shift from the traditional brick and mortar going into e-commerce, and the behavior, the market of e-commerce is really different and dynamic. We always mention, like, you need to have a good details of information on your of the products on your website, because if it's brick and mortar, definitely the labels can be seen by the consumer when they are walking in, identify what's the nutrition content, what the allergens information about it. But when you ship to e-commerce, you need to change the way you are presenting your products and the information that you are providing in it. So for us, we always talking and providing the information. Like if you really want to reach out with your target consumer or the consumer that you still want to continue to be served, consider this factor that if you are shifting digital, it's not just bringing your product into the platform. It's enhancing what's the content and the message that you are bringing into that platform. So you need to understand that concept, that it's really different.
No, Sir Carlos?
Yep.
Yeah, I think moving forward, it's really true that there's a huge digital transformation that needs to happen as soon as possible to be able to cope with the whole situation. And I do believe that it is going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a combination of both. There are a lot of things that e-commerce cannot do that the brick and mortar can do. So I think marrying both is going to be very essential. Humans are social beings, and we cannot really just stay at our homes and just do ordering all of the time, right? People will go out, will find a reason to go out, and will go to the stores. I'll give you a perfect example. For example, food. Nothing beats newly cooked food served to you and you eat it versus being delivered to you. Okay, so nothing beats smelling the leather bag for women than ordering it online. Nothing beats that, and that's where we always get to hear shopping therapy and retail therapy, right? Where people feel good when they go to the store and they are served, right? But it's true about combining both, wherein maybe people can schedule ahead before they go to the store. They already know the product. They already have a clear idea what's in store and what to do, or maybe so they can spend less time, right? I think it's really a combination of both moving forward. We just can't really the reality check. We just can't like close the malls, or we can't just close the stores, right? People will still go out, and people will still look forward for the world to open up again. Like before. That is really the ultimate dream of everybody right now, is kung pwedeng bumalik, no? But then again, as we said, we need to respect the situation. And so the best way to do this for all retailers is to actually put in place, there has to be the digital side and there has to be the physical side. And marrying that together is going to be a bit of a challenge because it's not going to be that easy. There's so many stakeholders involved in that, right? So, and that's where our friend here comes in, diba? That's where they help with the digital side, putting that together.
But still, no, with all that together. Sorry, Harris, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add and supplement what Sir Carlos is saying. Like, for the business, for a retail business to be future-proof and really, whatever happens in the future, you need to be on, we call it omni-channel. You could be dynamic and more, you can do a lot of offering wherever you are, whatever the customer needs, how they want to get it. So you need to be a true omni-channel business if you want to be more future-proof retailer.
That's true, no? That's true. Well said, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
I like that omni-channel. No, that's a buzzword that we hear recently, and I think it's mainly because it's a working model, no, that a lot of businesses would benefit from. Once again, thank you very much, gentlemen, for this very rich discussion. Maria, my main takeaway from what we just did, with the panel segment is that you really have to cope with the challenges of the situation. There are workarounds to do. Aside from that, it's really making sure that all the stakeholders, the business owners, the personnel, the consumers, our lessor partners, our suppliers are taken into account now as we pivot into the new to make it a better normal. Mariel?
That is so true, no? I see it also na we now live in reality as mentioned by Sir Carlos, but with all the technology paired with big ideas can turn into a system, an innovation, and that change leads to progress and opportunities. Just like with our guest today, no, it can lead to success. Whether purpose of a company with a purpose, like Sir Carlos, no, finding a new purpose with a company that's better, and when it comes to Harris naman, no, making a better business out of the existing. So thank you, gentlemen, for this wonderful afternoon to have you.
I agree. I'm pretty sure all our viewers are excited to learn more about their businesses. Sir Carlos, how can they reach out to WAV Global in case they want to install the smart disinfection in their businesses or be it at their homes? How can they contact you? How can they get in touch with WAV Global?
Yes, we have a website. Either you go to www.wave.global or you go to wavedisinfect.com. We'll be available to help your business do your daily deep disinfection that's going to be automated for a fraction of a cost for businesses to open up. And that's really true. So I think all of this for retailers, for companies, we need to use technology to be able to adapt. And technology is going to play a big part for us to be able to connect all of these dots together.
Great, no, that's really true. Speaking of technology, Harris, where can our viewers and retailers in particular get in touch with you to avail of your services and support?
So they can visit our website at logicinfo.com. And for our retailers, our friends there, they can email us at ph.solutions@logicinfo.com. So it will go directly to the Philippine office. Or they can reach out as well through the contacts on the websites.
Great. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen, for gracing us this afternoon despite the very stormy weather. I hope you stay safe in your homes. Same with our viewers. Mariel, I think we already have winners already sa ating Guess the Retail Box Challenge. We're very excited about that. Ralph will just be showing us a video of what the answers to our retail box is. Ralph? Since we're talking about... Okay, so our first retail box, the answer is bleach, since we're talking about sanitation. Okay. Okay. But we Carlos that ozone might be a safer bet. Okay. Or ozone is definitely a safer bet.
Now we know.
Please make sure to contact Wave Global. That will be a very revolutionary tool in your homes and in your retail stores. Can we go to the second retail box, please? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so sorry, just a correction. I think we played an earlier version of the retail box. Our answer is actually infrared thermometer. That's what we use when we enter into an establishment. So yeah, just a slight correction. These are the technical difficulties we get during a typhoon. So yeah, congratulations our winners.
What are all the essentials in being safe? Nalilito na rin pati yung mga natin.
Because going into essentials, there's so many things we can do and so many things we can protect ourselves with. So we have a lot of things we can do to help out with the economy and to help out with everybody's safety. Once again, thank you very much, Sir Carlos, and thank you very much, Sir Harris, for gracing us this afternoon. We're very happy that we're able to spend your afternoon with us. And of course, thank you as well to our viewers. We are glad to be of service to you this afternoon as we give you the latest in business and what's trending here at Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. Well,
We'll see you again next Sunday. Let's talk.
Let's shop here at Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Thank you.
The program that gives you the latest in Filipino business and trends with industry experts and norm-challenging brands to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the consumer market. This is Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen, thinking forward, staying relevant. Hosted by its founding anchor, business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas, global franchising and business coach Don Senita, together with the beauty and business maven Muriel Villanueva. This is your Talk.Shop.Asia Next Gen. Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Philippine time.